Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming to this exhibit today. I'm Dr. Shoemaker, and I'm here to talk to you about a painter called Musonius. He was an ancient Greek painter, but he was far ahead of his time. He was so far ahead of his time. In fact, some of his work resonates with me today. So, Musonius had a very interesting life. He was one of the happiest ancient Greeks ever, which is saying a lot. I mean, ancient Greeks had a good time sometimes. Not towards the end of it, but... So this is his first work that he ever did, and it really got him out of Athens. So, here is actually a self-portrait of Musonius here. He is interpreting himself as shining a light forward to mankind. He had a bit of an ego, but he interpreted himself as bringing light to mankind through his art. He already knew he was going to have a beautiful career. In the back here is his lovely wife. Her name was Mrs. Musonius. And these flowers represent her undying love for him, which is one of the parts of what can make a man happy. Over here is his love for ballroom dancing. I said he was ahead of his time, didn't I? He only really knew the one move, and I'm not sure what it's called. I'm an art professor, not a dancing professor, but it was very passionate, whatever it was, and nothing makes a man happier than dancing with somebody that he loves. Over here is the time that his servant spilled coffee in his hair. This is when he realized that washing your hair can also bring you happiness. He hadn't done it before that, and after this, he decided to make it a habit. On to his next phase. He didn't encounter no trials in his life. He did, in fact, encounter a couple things that showed him brought him a little bit of strife, but he got through them in an extremely interesting way. See, he tackled every problem in his life with the same tactic. And he shows that in his middle phase of art. Now, this one, actually, it was his middle phase of art, but it would be his last. Now, over here you can see the method that he used to tackle these problems. And we'll learn why it was violently unsuccessful shortly. So over here, his first method to tackle his problems was to tackle other people. They tried to hold up pieces of paper, but to defend themselves, but in ancient Greece they didn't have pieces of paper, so he usually ended up killing them, which was really bad. The second thing that he did was sniff the flowers that his wife gave him, because they did bring him great joy, and that would generally relieve some of the guilt that he was feeling about his previous atrocities. Over here's the third step, baking. He really liked baklava. In fact, he invented it. In fact, even baklava was an echo of... I said he was narcissistic. Even baklava was an echo of himself. Many layers, completely nuts, but kind of sweet. So after baking, he's regained some of his will to keep fighting his problems, shall we say. And he decides over here that to really just seal any problem that he faces and just put the final nail in the coffin, he would beat it at a staring contest. Unfortunately, he had a problem with a particularly bright sun, and that was the last we heard of Mr. Musonius of ancient Greece. His retinas were burned by the sun god Helios for his ego, and now all we have to remember him is his joyful life. Thank you.